Hello, Thomas. I started.
Hello. I'm an introvert now.
You just changed the tone of the
So
conversation, man.
I know I'm just being silly. I had
So
to
how's it
peacock
going?
sometime. Might as well
Yeah,
just
yeah,
get
yeah.
it over with.
Right, yeah. Well, it's part of playing. I think it's not peacocking. I think it's
Deep
just pure play,
thinker.
what you were just doing now. Yeah. Anyway, so Thomas, you are, tell me about a little bit about yourself, a little bit about what you do and stuff.
Okay, so I am let's see, a husband, a father. I'm one of Jehovah's
In
Witnesses.
that
I'm a
order?
soft huh?
In that order?
Not necessarily.
No, okay.
Um software engineer, print designer,
Right.
uh amateur typology enthusiast.
Very nice. Okay, yeah, so let's get into that. How did you get into typology? Where did you start?
Okay, so my mother and grandmother were super into it with like the Type Talk book and Please Understand Me and stuff back in the 90s.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a
And
while ago.
type everybody in our lives, themselves. My mother is one of the self-diagnosed INTJs. I don't know.
Yeah.
Could be right.
So yeah, I
Um,
kind of have like a similar history with that. My dad was also like really into it in the 90s, and
yeah.
like I was like 8 years old and he typed me and stuff. So anyway, yeah.
Yeah, they
So you
typed
just
me INTP, which
ENTP?
INTP.
INTP. Yeah, that
Yes.
I don't know what
The
what
most
yeah.
logical.
Yeah.
The
Right.
nerdiest of all the nerds.
In MBTI at least, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And so that's not what you are. Or that
Apparently not.
okay, or yeah, I don't know what you identify with, but so okay, so but you were in this, what is it, MBTI what they were doing or what?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it could be argued that it wasn't strict MBTI because Please Understand Me and Type Talk are like not Carl Jung. They're just like random other reinterpretations of blah blah blah.
Right. And they weren't doing functions?
No, they'd never heard
No.
of the cognitive functions.
Right. Okay, so then how did you get into all that stuff? When did that start?
So let's see. My stepfather was really into it because he didn't like being an INFP and wanted to prove that he was an INTP or something.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And thinking
Yeah,
back, and like he was definitely not an INFP.
that's
Oh,
not an INFP thing to do either. Yeah.
yeah. Like I'm not sure what he is, but like they totally typecast him. No, you're an INFP. You're a feeler. You're not a thinker. I'm the thinker. And like this is
Oh wow. Okay. All
I'm
right.
paraphrasing my mother, and or at least
No, those were her exact words, man.
no.
I remember.
No, never.
All right.
I'm sorry, mother, if you're listening to this.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah. So he bought the Big Blue Book, by Personality Type by Lenore Thompson, I think.
Okay, I've never heard of this book.
Yeah, that's where I got into, learned about the cognitive functions and
Really?
like the shadow and like the order of these things. But it was like so much more deeply nerdy than I could really digest.
Yeah, overly complicated too, it sounds.
Yeah, and it was just like I was trying to figure out what my my now she's my wife, but my girlfriend, I guess she was my girlfriend at the time. We're trying to figure out what my girlfriend, that seems weird to say girlfriend. Anyway, trying to figure out what my wife's personality type was. It's like I made her do she was not at all interested. I made her do like the test from Please Understand Me, and like so like I typed her as like an ESFP, and then
Oh
she
wow.
typed herself as being like more J-like, but she didn't really seem very J-like. But then it's just like she didn't fit. It's like she
Yeah.
proved that MBTI was broken and wrong, and I just like
Wow.
I just couldn't figure it out, and that really really annoyed me that I couldn't figure it out no matter how hard I tried. So I just like I kind of just stopped caring about personality type stuff.
Yeah, that's
But
exactly
still,
what happened to me. I stopped caring for like the longest time.
yeah,
Wow, that's
20
crazy.
years.
Yeah. But I was still always trying to type people and trying to like it would always come up in
Yeah.
my yeah, but like not like serious about it. Not yeah. I see
Yeah,
what you
the
mean.
core
Yeah.
concepts of like people are different and people are like different in a respectable way that you can,
What?
that
You
people
just
have
blew my
different
mind.
strengths.
People are
Yeah,
different?
yeah,
Oh my
right?
God.
That if
No,
somebody
but yeah.
seems like an
I get your
absolute
point.
idiot, they probably have strengths that are just not obvious.
Yeah. I'm still trying to figure that out because some people,
Yeah.
I don't know, they just seem complete idiots and I don't,
Yeah.
yeah. But
Well, that was
anyway,
the theory. It turned out to not be true because there's also such a thing as IQ, which really does have a huge impact in your life, whether you like it or not.
you believe this.
Well, I mean, it's objectively trackable. They have the
Right.
data for it.
Yeah. But
So,
like,
like, I mean,
okay.
the evidence seems to indicate that there is such a thing, that there are major differences in the raw capabilities of different people,
Well, what does an
separate
IQ
from their
test, what
interests.
does an IQ test for?
I don't know. Jordan Peterson blasts about it for like an hour. Like,
What, do you know what it really tests for?
tests for, I forget. It's not exactly intelligence. It's like,
Your score on the IQ test. That's what it tests for.
well, yeah, but it
Yeah.
has, it is highly correlated with like success in certain fields or something like that. I don't know.
Right.
Trainability for certain jobs,
Yeah.
that sort of thing. So like, it's important to me, like, what exactly the IQ is, what it tests for, what it means. Like, I don't really know or care.
Right. Okay.
The core concept, the point, let me boil it all down, is that we have some objective data that seems to strongly prove that people are different in ways in which they cannot change.
Right. I just wanted to say also, I was in this INTP group for the longest time in Facebook, and there's
Oh
always
yeah,
these IQ tests that go in the INTP groups,
boy.
and and like everyone on these tests are always getting 140, like the
Good
maximum that you
job.
can get on this test in INTP group, and we're all like, these tests must not be really testing stuff. Like everyone is like
The
just
online
complaining.
ones.
Yeah, they're all complaining. They're like, I think they're just trying to make you like the test, like by scoring you high, so that you'll keep
Yeah.
spreading the test. Like that's what we.
Like, I did a
That's
BuzzFeed IQ test and I came out
yeah,
as My Little Pony, and like, I'm proud
right.
of
Yeah,
that.
but then,
So,
like I
good job.
tried giving the test to people who weren't in the INTP group, and then they were getting like a little higher than average, but normal scores, and I didn't
Sure.
understand what was happening, and so I really think that there is a correlation, and I don't think it's intelligence. I think it's NT-isms, NT type of
Maybe.
looking at things. Yeah. So I don't know. But
Yeah.
for
I
me,
don't
that's when,
discuss my IQ score.
okay. Yeah, I don't really know what mine is either. I
Yeah.
know
Just like I
I
don't
was tested
discuss
in
how
school
much
and stuff.
money I make. Because I
Okay.
don't, A, if it's low, I don't want to feel bad. B, if it's high, I don't want you to feel bad.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. But
For either of those things or both.
yeah, but I what I really wanted to say was just that I think, and like it, when you do the test, you see that it's testing for patterns, pattern recognition, and it is
Yeah.
testing for your ability to compare patterns and predict patterns and all that kind of stuff. And I don't know if that's intelligence. I think it's just NT. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, we'll move on. uh, so you were typed by superpowers. OP.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dave and
Dave
Shan,
and Shannon. Oh,
Super Renee Powers.
you were doing it back when they were doing videos too.
Yeah.
Ah,
I was
that's nice.
like I subscribed to their YouTube channel back when, like a year or two ago. Just like I randomly met somebody that was really into the Myers-Briggs stuff, and even like knew about the cognitive functions and stuff, and it got me excited about it again. And I was like looking at stuff on on YouTube. It kind of got me thinking, like, well, maybe, like, I've always tested as INTP. I did a few tests and was like,
Right.
INTP, okay, fine. But
Okay.
like, maybe the test is wrong. And like, I was following a few people. I really liked Dave's videos because he has that playful jerk kind of persona.
Right. Yeah. I get that a lot. Everyone who talks about it, they like his style. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was planned. Like it was really well thought out the way he came up.
Very
Yeah.
masterminded.
Yeah. He came out of the gate running.
Yeah.
He waited until he was ready to do it, which is, I don't know.
Yeah.
It was really successful the way they launched the whole thing.
Yeah, well,
But
I
yeah,
subscribed back when they were doing the old videos. I really loved his old, like 6-year-old videos,
yeah.
and just like I hope he'd come
For
back.
yeah, I'm in your boat too. For like for MBTI
Yeah,
videos, they're like the best MBTI videos
yeah,
on YouTube, I think, until he came out with his new content. Yeah, for
yeah.
sure.
And
Even,
then just like they came out of nowhere, and like I subscribed the instant it was possible. Like I started emailing them. I did video typing. Like I learned how to start using a camera. I bought my own camera after that. To
wow,
you know, that's
cool.
what kicked off my whole getting into audio visual stuff.
Right. Awesome.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that's been a year and a half or something like that now. And
yeah. So like however many months ago they typed me. Like how long has it been? I guess it was April-ish. Whatever. I'll get people bugging me. Oh, Jonah is texting me about you. Actually, I'll have to
oh,
figure out what that's about in a second. Um,
okay.
yeah. So yeah,
I
they
got in a big
typed
fight with
me.
him and I cursed him out, and so now
Oh,
he's probably yeah, he's saying don't do the interview.
oh, okay. Well, I
No,
don't know.
no.
I'll tell him that I already did later.
Yeah. No, I don't.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah. Anyway, so yeah, they typed me, and I came back as they typed me as uh a masculine introverted thinker, masculine
What?
introverted intuitive, play, blast, consume, sleep. So I'm
TINI.
TINI, play, blast, consume, sleep.
No.
And if you
No,
know your
yeah,
MBTI,
yeah.
if you know your OP math, that means that I'm TI last. I'm actually FE double
Yeah.
feminine, play,
Yeah,
blast,
yeah.
consume, sleep.
So what happened with that? That doesn't seem right. Yeah, that's like
I was just messing with you.
yeah, okay. That makes more sense.
Yeah,
I'm
like
just a gullible dick. Yeah,
yeah,
thanks. You just made me
yeah.
look so horrible in front of
It's
all of
okay.
my 3 subscribers.
Yeah, because if you're TINI, play, blast, consume, sleep, then you're not at all
OP.
that.
It's not an OP type, yeah.
You can't be
Yeah.
that. It
I
proves
don't
that.
know. Maybe they evolved and got better at typing people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, for any kind of noobs, that's the type that I would tell them, because that would kind of bridge the
Flush them
gap
out.
between the two systems for my particular persona. No.
I'm gonna have a really hard time telling when you're joking. I'm just gonna assume you're always joking. It's just that was good. I like that.
Maybe I am.
Yeah, you are definitely. So
Yeah,
this is
the
play
FE
first.
superpower is
This is
just
play
like,
first here. This is definitely play first.
oh
I'm
yeah,
sorry for interrupting, but
that's fine. I'm down. Yeah,
am I
like,
wrong?
oh no, definitely play first.
Okay.
Being able to just I didn't realize all the things that I was just naturally doing that I forgot what we were talking about. What were we talking about?
Your
Oh
type.
right, so the major thing about is that the things that you do without even thinking are your actual strengths.
Right.
It's the things that you really struggle to do, that you really care about, those are your weaknesses.
Gotcha.
So, being a software engineer since the 90s and stuff, it just like that's always been my focus. So I didn't even think about all this other stuff. Like
Right.
the ability to change my emotions at will on a whim. It's like, you can't, like, nobody else can do that? Is that like not a normal thing that everybody
Really,
can
you
do
could do that?
easily?
That's pretty
Yeah.
cool. So like you could just start crying now if you wanted to?
No.
No.
Not
Okay.
that one.
All right.
But like if I'm in a bad mood and I realize that I'm in a bad mood, I can choose to become in a good mood.
Would you still be internally in a bad mood and you're just presenting a good mood to people, or you would actually be in a good mood? Come on, man. You can't do that. That's not fair.
My emotions are on the outside. It's all thoughts inside.
So you're
My
FE?
identity is TI.
Okay, so you're FE.
So I can easily move my external emotions.
Yeah, you never actually said what your type was. So.
Oh, right, yeah. FE SE. So
FE,
it's
SE.
an
FE first?
ENFJ jumper, technically,
So
although that doesn't make sense to any MBTI people.
yeah. So
So there's no
your
point
first
in,
function is FE?
yes.
Interesting. Okay. I never would have thought that. Like you seem not yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah,
So what
Dave and
is
Chan guessed that I was an ENTP when we were just emailing.
Right.
They actually mentioned it on the Q&A, like when they were reading one of my questions. It's like, oh, this
Right.
is that ENTP guy.
Yeah. I think if I was typing you Myers-Briggs, you would be maybe ENTP.
Yeah, that's
I
probably
don't
the
know why.
closest.
Yeah, I don't know
Which is
why.
like, I don't
But you're not
have
even
any of those
you're not
function.
even an E. Yeah. Wow. That's crazy. Okay, so what's FE? Tell me about your FE.
FE is a weird one. It's like because, well, I guess so. To understand any cognitive function, you can't. So the animals are the only things that are really understandable.
You think so?
Yeah, and then you can logically deduce what the individual functions are doing once you understand the animals.
Because you're just so
That,
great at logical deduction.
sure.
Yeah.
So like play and blast. So in the moment, I'm reacting to what's happening in the moment based on whatever random things are happening. Just like I'm, as Jonah would put it, I'm very present in the moment, and I'm very actively talking and moving and things.
All
So
right.
that's, very active, very present in the moment. There's also very active, like actively moving and acting and speaking, but distant. So that's coming from, my known information and, teaching from things I already know, pulling from your bag of known information to teach, to get started, to whatever.
Can you tell how someone's feeling if you see them? Can you just tell?
Well, that's the thing. I'm a double observer, so I've got the SE and the NI, but it's all about focus. It's like I'm very rarely focused on how other people are feeling, so I'll subconsciously or extra consciously, whatever, be aware of it, and that will affect me in ways that I don't logically realize. But the
It's automatic.
logical part of me that can actually speak to you and understand words is my T side.
You think so?
Yeah. All talking happens through T, but it has to be translated into the other side. Like the F and N sides are more, I don't want to say right-brained, because some SI person's going to be like, that's not how the brain works. Whatever. It's conceptually right-brained. The right brain does not have the speech center, so it has to be translated into the opposite side of the brain in order to translate, which is why NF talk sounds so blah, 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 because it has to go through that translation layer. The T side has no idea what the heck you're talking about, but it has to figure it out and translate it into words, and that's why it kind of gets lost in translation. That's my theory.
Okay, that's an interesting theory. I'll have to think about it. I will have to think about it, and we'll talk about it, of course.
Sure,
so,
why not?
Okay. So your SE is your second function. Are you aware of it? Are you
my second savior, but it's my third function.
But it's okay, whatever. It's your second savior.
Yes.
Can I share something?
There is a difference.
Have you seen my
No. I have low consume, so probably not.
Okay. Have you seen this?
Yes, I have seen this.
Okay. So
I've done many things like this.
Have you? All right, cool. All right.
But on paper, because physical.
Okay, so this is you here then.
Sure. Yeah, that's me.
Okay. And so your FE is masculine or feminine? Feminine?
Double feminine.
Double feminine.
Both of my saviors are.
Both your saviors are feminine. Wow.
Which makes my TINI double masculine.
Wow. Double masculine demons. I've heard very bad things about that.
Yeah. It's very interesting.
Okay, we'll get to it. So okay, so then your second most used function, let's put it that way, is SE, not to screw up all the definitions. So okay, that's weird.
Most consciously used function.
Like, okay, you're correcting me here on things, all right? And that's masculine, whatever that is.
That's my TI. That's my masculine TI. I was like, that was logically not precisely the way that I understand it.
Right.
I don't want to just say, no, you're wrong.
Thank you for explaining that to me. I was wondering where that masculine, because it sounded like a masculine sensory that you're correcting me. Yeah. But that's masculine TI. You're actually, okay, that's cool. Yeah. Okay.
It's masculine NT anyway, because it's my, it's the way that I understand it abstractly.
Okay.
And the way that it works, and I've put the blocks together for myself.
So there's nothing I can do to change your understanding. Like that's just the way you're going to understand things. It's done.
Well, my understanding of how NITI works is that it cannot be changed. It can only be added to. You can build upon it, but you can never throw it away. Like NE and SE, you can just throw away all the facts and get all new facts. You can throw away all the concepts, get all new concepts. But NI, it's like this is the way that I understand it. I can only build upon this, and that will, make other parts make more sense. But I can never backtrack. I can never understand something that I already understand a certain way. I'll just see more of it. I'll understand it deeper.
But what happens if you're wrong?
Then I'll realize that I'm wrong, and then I'll understand the wrongness. It'll flavor that understanding, but I'll still understand. If that were not wrong, I would understand all of that. But knowing that is like, I'm imagining like the roots of a tree.
Right.
I'm visual, so I'm
double feminine,
picturing the conceptual branching of logical blocks and whatever as like the roots of a tree. So you've got like a branching logic, say this whole branch and its sub branches and leaves and sub nodes and whatever is wrong.
So you'll cut the branch.
Yeah, I can't cut the branch, but I can poison the branch, and then I can see that this whole branch and sub branches is now wrong. So
That's anything really weird.
So when I learn anything else that connects to that thing, I can see, that it poisons anything that touches it.
Okay, that's an interesting way to look at it.
Yeah. So like I understand all of jQuery, for example.
What's jQuery?
It's a JavaScript thing for making.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Okay.
And like I used to think that jQuery was wrong and bad. Like,
okay,
very F statements. But then my perception of it changed when I learned more. So retroactively, I now understand that when I was judging that thing, at the time I thought I was right and the thing was bad. Now I understand that I was wrong and the thing was good, but it just wasn't good for the thing that I wanted to use it for. It was good for this other thing that I was not aware of. So now retroactively aware of this other part of the universe where this thing fits and makes sense and is good, I just wasn't aware of it at the time. So now I can judge my own past understanding of things in the context of something, blah, blah, blah. More
right.
stuff.
Okay. So I think it's really cool that you're into programming and stuff because that's your demons and you're using them. Right? Yeah, that's pretty impressive, to be honest.
Thanks.
Yeah, and you're actually good at it, or you just think you are?
Oh, I have been successfully employed for 20 years. My last big job, I worked at Facebook for 5 years.
Okay.
I was an E5, which is a senior software engineer.
Okay. And that answers the question? I'm just trying to.
I mean, don't believe my word for it. Trust the tribe. The tribe has voted that I am successful.
All right. Okay. All right.
By paying me.
I'll trust you telling me what the tribe thinks about you.
Right. So it's not my judgment. It's not my thinking. It's their values. They have valued my work on and off for 20 years.
I gotcha. So, okay. So can we talk about SE a little bit? I tried to get into it a little bit. So what does it do for you? What is it? What are your senses like? What are your experiences of the world?
So, I have a savior, feminine SE as a third, valued function. So it's third in strength, but second in activation, or the order in which I will use things. And it is paired up with my NI as a double observer, so I can switch back and forth.
Yeah. So for me, that makes it just second in strength. I don't know, but anyway, you're saying it's third in strength. But for me, like you're explaining it as if it's like second in strength.
Well, there are different dimensions of strength.
Okay.
There's like how much weight can you lift? Here's my N, lol. How much weight can you lift? How quickly can you lift that weight? How many reps can you do lifting that weight? How many arms do you use to lift it? Can you do anything else while you're lifting it? That sort of thing. So like,
so you feel like your N is second in strength?
well, that is my understanding of what Dave and Shan have taught.
I don't give a shit what they taught. I want to know what you think.
Oh, what I think? Yeah.
So you think
I used to think that, like, why are you doing it this way? This doesn't make any sense. And at some point, I understood that, wait, okay, the cognitive function order really does make a huge difference because, for example, my wife's NE is her deepest demon. It's like she's consume fourth, she's play third. So but it's so powerful, and she's using it consciously. I mean, constantly, unconsciously.
Right. Yeah.
And it is.
I want to talk to some lead SIs like that. Yeah. So, my mother is a lead SI, and I just see that too. Like, it's crazy.
So yeah. So I mean, that's one thing that I've understood for myself, and also Dave and Shan have mentioned it, and like, okay, so I'm not alone in seeing it this way.
Okay. So can we put this to the side? What's second? What's third? What's this? What's that? Right. Let's just hear about your SE.
So my particular SE. So, right. So it's feminine SE. So that means I'm visual when it comes to the way that I understand that is the visualness is actually my masculine NI. Is the strong one. So the sense of what's actually happening. So let's see. So I guess to understand my SE, I use it in play and I use it in consume. That's my first animal and my third animal.
What's your second animal? Is blast?
Blast.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Play, blast, consume, sleep. As extroverted as it is possible to get.
I really want to end up talking like we're going to keep blasting away here, but I want to get to sleep last before we finish because maybe we'll do it another time because that's something that I'm interested in at the moment at least.
Yeah.
So we'll get there.
All this OP stuff is super interesting. I could talk about it for literally days without taking a rest or a pause.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep my videos to like 30 minutes, but
right. Yeah, you're gonna have to edit this. How long is this going? Good night, everybody.
No. I'll keep it unedited. That's
all right. Okay. So SE. So So I see what is literally there across the spectrum instantly. But then I'll instantly forget because it's feminine and movable and ephemeral.
Okay. So, but anything you extract from it, you'll keep.
Right. So, so that's where the double observing thing is handy. If I put in the effort to kind of to blast consume rapid cycle or consume sleep rapid cycle, I'll actually start to extract the concepts of what I'm perceiving in the moment, and that I can hold on to forever.
Okay.
But the specific details are just like, I'm aware of it, I care, but it's just like it's, in one eye and out in the back of my head.
Okay, so but how do you experience things? Like, is it rich? Is it
like what? Give me a specific instance.
Like let's say you're going out on a family trip to some beautiful, I don't know, it's visual, right? So let's go to some beautiful place that has this nice sunset and all this stuff. What is that like? Do you see that as how do you see it? Do you see it like objectively and that's reality, or what's going on with this experience?
So what I see visually, what I experience bodily. I'm also tester first.
Okay.
So tester visual. So everything, all the raw streaming input that's coming into me through any of my senses, I'm aware of it all. I care very much about what's going on. I'll look around a lot. I'll be aware of everything, just like a rough sketch of everything that is possible to perceive instantly, and then dive into the details of specific things that I care about. Wow. But as far as like how I'll experience a sunset or whatever, I'll be like my focus is on how everybody else is feeling. If it's just me
Your
there,
FE.
I won't give a
Your
crap.
FE first.
I'll be on my phone. It's just
I
like
see.
there's gonna be another sunset. I'll look at it later.
And
I don't care.
you experience, can you experience people as well with your senses? Like
Experience what about them?
like observe people with your SE.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's
I
more
see.
interesting for you?
Yeah, I mean that's what I care about. And like I'm obligated to make sure that everybody's in a good mood, having a good time. Oh, everybody's all right.
Is
like if
is that good for you? You like to be obligated, or is that like hard for you?
I don't know, it's just a thing. It's just reality as it is. It's just like
Interesting.
that person's upset and that's no good. Let's fix that. What can we do about that? Maybe that person is evil and should be in a bad mood. What can we do to make them feel worse? And then, well, I probably shouldn't do that because that would make me evil. But then I'll just, think it to myself and
Okay. So yeah, I personally, like, I'm getting typed on Friday, but I think I have an FE at least as a demon. If not fourth, It might be third. But for me, it's also the same thing. Like I really care about how people feel, but it's more like a curse for me. It's not something that just is. It's something that's like dragging me through the mud, and I will go above and beyond to make people happy, and I will just not. I will. Yeah, I will be very angry at myself that I don't have control. I'm not able to say no to people and things like that.
Yeah. So here's a fun blaster lesson for you about FE. It is such a huge force in my life, but our subconscious or whatever, the heart is treacherous, and so like all four aspects of our personality, whether it's the functions or the animals or whatever, need to be fed, need to do their thing, need to get validation or whatever they need. They're going to go out and get it, but they're all like addicts, and they'll accept the cheapest hit they can get. So like going and posting something on Facebook feels just as good as doing my actual job. The validation that I get for doing a good job at my job that they're paying me money to do feels about as good as posting a funny thing on Twitter. Like, so like subconsciously, that's going to be a cheaper fix. It's like you're addicted to that validation or whatever. Need to go and affect people's emotions or whatever. So that's much easier to do. So you're naturally going to do that much more often and sabotage yourself in this other way because that's harder.
Huh.
And
yeah, I don't think I'm addicted to validation. But I think
maybe you are subconsciously.
Maybe, but I don't think so. Like, I'm not going out and actively searching for validation. But what I am afraid of is the opposite. That's like a big fear for me. It's like when people hate you, and that for me is just like, oh my God, that can't happen.
Interesting.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we're not talking about me, anyways. So
maybe we should.
No. Well, I'll get typed first, and then I'll maybe talk
Let's type you right now. Let's see. You've got a beard, so ENFP. Boom, done.
Done. Thank you. Awesome.
But it's not red, so maybe not ENFP. Dang it. This visual typing thing is...
I can diet. Would that work? Does that work? Yeah?
Yes. Boom. Done.
All right. So I'll diet, and then I'll be an ENFP. We're good.
Easy.
All right. Thank you. Okay, so this Demon TI, what's this about? What,
I don't know.
How does it affect you? How does it hurt you?
So I wasn't aware of it most of my life, but I've become more conscious of it recently through effort. The biggest symptom, I guess, is that thinking is both slow and difficult, and I have to like schedule it and defend the time for it. Like, it doesn't just happen. For instance, what should we're about to go through the drive-through of this restaurant. What do you want? Like, I don't know. I can't figure it out. I can't spend time or energy thinking about what I want for myself until I see the menu. Then I can just randomly point and grunt. I'm like, seems good. Or just hope that somebody picks something for me. Good enough. I don't care. Just like, I don't want to upset everybody else by by making them wait for me to really
Right.
ponder.
Yeah, I'm the
And
same way. Yeah. I'm afraid
and
that,
then
yeah.
sorry.
Go. No, I'm sorry. I interrupted
Yeah.
you, dude.
Well, like when I was a kid and like given money and sent to the toy aisle of like, what do you want? Like decide what you think would be
Okay.
best for you. I was like, oh crap. I was like, I would be in there forever. Like I could never make a decision.
So it's
I could
hard for
never
you to make
think through
decisions.
what I want for me. But if she just like got me more Legos, like, yes, awesome. I would love that because I don't see all the other possibilities.
Do you have the
But
same
that's an
difficulty
SE.
buying a gift for someone else?
I don't know. I've never done it. That's what wives are for, right? No, I'm kidding. Well, I don't know. I'd have to think about it. I'll schedule time to think about that
Okay.
answer later. No, so like when it comes to like software engineering, where I have to think all the time, is like I can't think in the moment. Like, okay, we're having a meeting. We're going to think through all these options. We're going to decide in the meeting while everybody's there looking at each other. No, never in a million years. Like we can look at all the data. We can discuss all the options. We can discuss how everybody feels, but I have to go and be alone to think.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Look, I also feel the same way that I like to be alone when I'm thinking. I
Yeah.
don't think I have to be alone, but in order for me to produce the best and most
Yeah.
accurate thoughts, I need to be alone. Like I need my time, and I need, but like I don't know, how deep are your thoughts? Like how deep can you go when you actually do go to think?
Um, as deep as it is possible to get. Like
And you're
my
aware. You're aware of your thoughts. You can control them,
yeah,
or yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting.
Like I mean, depends on what is the thing we're thinking about. Like, am I making a decision about some technology to use? Am I trying to figure out some engineering puzzle? Am I trying to figure out, you know, the nature of reality as respects to personality type theory and how things interconnect in some complex, convoluted, abstract way? It's like, yeah,
I'm hearing a
easy
lot
to
of NI. I didn't hear much
copy.
TI.
Hmm?
I said I'm hearing a lot of NI and not much TI. Like you're
Well,
explaining
the
the
TI is
goals
the
of your
thing that
thought.
actually does it.
Yeah.
Observers are passive; they don't do anything.
Yeah, but you're
They
talking
just
about
sit
like the goal of your thoughts. I'm aware of this and this and this.
there. Sure.
But like the actual thoughts, are you aware of, or it just happens automatically that you're unaware of, like unconsciously?
Like I don't know how to like take a thought, look at it abstractly. I mean, I guess so, because like you know, in some styles of meditation where you just like passively observe your own thoughts from a distance, from different angles of like, oh, this is a thought that I had. Why am I thinking that thought? Let me, you know, step into that thought, feel what it's like to have that thought, step out of it again, observe the thought from a distance. Yeah, that's, I
Yeah.
mean, you don't know whether or not that's true, but I claim that it's true.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, I could be peacocking, I could be lying to myself or to you. You don't know, but I think it's true.
Okay. Yeah. No, I'm just interested. Like, I'm just interested to try and understand you and your type. So, like,
Yeah.
thank you very much for like all your insights and stuff. Like,
I don't know what that
it's,
tells about my type. I don't know if that's unique to me or, you know, if I'm a special, awesome person or, you know, if I'm typical of my type. I don't know.
damn. I thought I was just gonna interview you and I was gonna be done and I was gonna understand everything.
Are you kidding? I'm savior gatherer. We only scatter from here and more possibilities,
Yeah.
more freedom.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So I want to talk a little bit about, before we finish, about your information flow. How does information come in and what happens to it?
Right. So, for example, when I am doing performance optimization of a website, like the website is slow, make it not be slow. Like first you measure, like, why is it slow? What's slow? Just look at reality as it exists in reality. No judgment, no whatever, just measure it on every single device you can possibly get your hands on every browser, on every computer, everything, as much data as it is possible to get. Then later on, figure out what all that means.
So you started off with the fact that you figured out it was slow, and now you want to see detect why it's slow, figure out why it's slow.
Well, first I want the data. Is it slow? Like somebody
Is it
said
slow?
it's slow.
Yeah,
Are they
said
wrong?
it. You don't trust them. Okay.
You can't trust people. You trust
Yeah.
data.
Right.
Like,
That's the
what do
SE.
you know?
That's SE. Yeah, that's
It
SE.
felt slow to you. It's like maybe you're on a slow network. Like, who knows why you think it's slow?
Okay,
I care. I
so
respect your opinion that you think it's slow or it was slow for you.
okay, so once you collected all that data and you don't know if it's slow or not, you need to compare it to other data and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
What do
look at all the data.
you look at all the data and you've collected all this data. What do you do with it? How do you process it?
Well, you got to crunch it. Like, if I gather all of the data, my NI hands me the solution. Like, I don't have to crunch it. It just happens in the background without any effort whatsoever. It's
Really?
just like, here's an epiphany of exactly what's happening. But then I'll have to go and like check to see if that is actually true or not. But it's usually just like, this is what's happening. Boom, done,
Really?
bye.
And your
Yeah.
intuition is usually spot on about that kind of thing, like figuring
I don't know if it's
whatever
right,
happens.
but
Okay.
you know, in the moment, I feel 150,000% that I know exactly what's going on,
And so
and
then
whether I'm right or wrong.
so you're what are you going to do with that data? You're going to until you tell once you tell someone the data's done, it's finished. You don't need to think about it anymore. Like once
It
you've
depends on the specifics.
Okay. All right. Okay. But like
Yeah, and the expectations of who I'm working with and how much time and effort I want to put into it, and whether or not I trust myself and whether or not I feel like I should be trusting myself, and like,
okay.
who's the stakeholder, like, who cares? FE is all about who cares.
Who cares?
What do they care about?
Oh, okay. So if no one cares, then you don't care.
If nobody cares, then what are we even talking about it for? Like, nobody cares, so who cares? So forget it.
Yeah, who cares about data? What are we even talking about data anyways? Who brought this up?
Nobody cares, who cares, right?
Who brought this conversation up? Like, why are we doing this?
I
You did.
cares.
You care.
But should I care? I don't know.
I don't know. Should you?
Whether or not I care is dependent on whether or not people care.
Tell me something. If I were to ask you for a reason for things, like explain a reasons, is that annoying? Is that something that you hate doing?
It depends. Are they personal reasons?
Okay, personal reasons, right?
If you judge my reasons, if I have to defend my reasons and
personal reasons,
they're very important to me, then it's, what if I can't prove myself right? What if I lose the argument? Then I look like an idiot, and that is absolutely unacceptable.
Right. And will you allow yourself to keep believing what you're believing in internally, your subjective reasons?
I believe things based on facts and data and evidence.
But if you can't prove it, if I can't get you to prove it,
if it doesn't matter either way, then my belief in it and my opinion of it will be rather vague.
What if it matters and like your logic is saying it's true, but like someone comes along and destroys you in an argument and proves it false? Like,
right. Like I believe that God exists. Like, you can't if you don't believe it, let's see the data. We'll compare the data. We'll crunch the numbers and see what's actually true.
So if someone challenged you on this belief to explain it logically, is that a tidal wave sparking event, or
not at all? I feel perfectly comfortable doing that, but maybe not in the moment. Like, I'd have to go and prepare and let me pull up some research and some S to back it on. Like, I don't feel comfortable and confident in being able to personally prove that God exists based just like off the top of my head reasons.
Right. Well, I don't feel confident in doing
my
either
beliefs
that.
on,
Yeah.
But if it's something like, I believe that person's in a bad mood, it's like, I don't need to back that up. It's just like, I think they are. Like, who cares?
Wow. Thank you very much, Thomas. This was a very insightful and enlightening conversation.
My pleasure.
Yeah. And do you have something to promote, or like a website or a YouTube channel or something that you want to?
Yeah, I guess, like, I'm on YouTube. I have a YouTube channel. I do YouTube videos. Some of them are about personality type stuff. Thomas Alat.
All right. I'll check it out myself, and I'll post the link down below.
Cool.
We're good. Awesome. Thank you very much. I'll stop the recording, and
my pleasure.
Have a good one.